Ladies and gentlemen, Biscuits and Gravy faithful, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you back down to the heart and soul of music in Roanoke, the one and only Klean Studios, for another episode, the 40th
Number 40.
episode
Back again.
of the Biscuits and Gravy podcast. Make some noise
Sheesh.
for us. 40 episodes. We're turning 40 years old, like that movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. But tonight, we hope to bring a little better energy than that. We have an excellent guest for you. One of the baddest men in Virginia, Brian Maxwell, is here to sit in, to get interviewed.
Excited.
Maybe he'll tell us how to be a bad motherfucker. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's a secret that you keep to yourself. We also have some great music for you tonight. EWILL will be joining us in a little bit. But first, he is no stranger to the B&G stage.
This is true.
He is a close friend of the program, and he is back to bring us some more heat. This is our good friend, NMB Don, not NMB Dan, and he will be performing his song, In the Mist. So sit back and enjoy.
Number 40.
This is a Klean production.
Oh, it's Klean with a K?
Yeah. Pack in strong like Zhang Wei Li. Pockets too fat, Jenny Craig can save me. I'm a champ in the booth, NMB Brady. 3-5 in the wood, chop a hill like KD. These pussy niggas kids kill them like KC. Got a stick or the drum, don't you try and play me. Respect and loyalty is how my daddy raised me. If you fuck with NMB, you die in your main league. Gotta stay away from hoes, they just want me for the dough. But I show the groupies love cause they keep on fanning. Gotta cop a whole boat cause we smoking by the O. Put an arch in your back like your last name Manning. You ain't gotta understand it, just know that I'm demanding. You ain't got what I need, listen, make your ass vanish. I ain't never fucking lacking, I don't do no fucking matching. If you smoke with NMB, you going to another planet. Said smoking baby legs and they got a little kick. You 762s, make your ass do a flip. Always keeping me a dime, and he barely got a nick. Don't you duck in that field, throwing bullets, bow nicks. All I do is finesse, all I do is chase checks. All I do is stack motherfucking blues, nothing less. All I do is collect, all I do is perfect. Come get your fucking man for his ass get swept. Who that be? So fresh and so clean, that's NMB. Hopping out of that V. I don't go to church and the nigga ain't sneeze. Got your bitch on the knees and she tryna bless me. Hands up, nigga free, smoke you like a Russian cream. If it ain't about the cheese, pussy nigga don't speak. Get money every day, that's the NMB way. Ain't got shit to say cause they know a nigga pay. If I catch me an op, I'm turning like Tina. Stay clutching this Nina, who really gon' stop me? I'm feeling myself in, stacking my wealth. I'm very confident, ain't never been cocky. This flow too hot, he smoke green Kawasaki. Gave your bitch bomb dick, now she call me Nagasaki. If they really wanna stop me, they gon' have to fucking pop me. I'm the first NMB, fuck anyone who copy. Somebody once said NMB, you a beast. If I see a bad bitch, I'ma clap her fucking cheeks. I get high all the time, I be hella fucking geek. I get paid every day, you get paid once a week. While we be in the gym, you be puffing on that week. Know it's trash when you pull it out the packet, it ain't reek. Glock 21, finna hawk you down like Dominique. Give me any fucking beat, I'm a spaz, rush me tweak. Really feeling like Giannis, I'm a Greek, but I'm a freak. Man, you only took one puff and your ass can't even speak. Said I'm finna blow her back, worse than Diddy did Miko. That's your little boo, baby, finna jack her like I'm leak. And he claim he getting money, but we ain't never heard of him. Stay whipping on your ass, I should call you Tony Ferguson. Finna start a riot like it's 2014 Ferguson. One wrong move and this chopper gon' be hurting him.
This is a Klean production.
Oh, it's Klean with a K?
Yes! Hands, noise, applause! Yes! Yes! I gave your bitch bomb dick. Now she call me Nagasaki. Write that down. Somebody write that down.
Already did.
Of course, this is NMB Don. He's got some of the best bars in the Valley. Man, it's been a little while. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the show. What have you been up to?
Just working out, and obviously hitting the studio. Got a lot of unreleased music coming up, hopefully before the year ends. So I'll surprise y'all towards the end of the year.
That's it. We're looking forward to it. This man gets money relentlessly, and he spends more time in the studio than your favorite rapper. So make him your favorite rapper. NMB
Yes,
Don,
sir.
check him out everywhere. And don't go anywhere. We got one more from him. And we got some chat from Brian Maxwell coming up. BKFC fighter. One bad MFer.
Oh, yeah.
So don't go anywhere. Pour yourself a drink. This is your favorite Biscuits and Gravy. Hey, fans, welcome back to your favorite podcast, the one and only Biscuits and Gravy podcast. I, of course, am Eric Reynolds. To my right, Brighton Doglish. As you can see,
Yes, sir.
we're wearing the exact same shirt.
Ooh, fancy.
And I'll go ahead and say right here at the top of the episode, you've been asking for it. Biscuits and Gravy merch is here, baby. So if you want some, make it the fuck known because it's for sale. This shirt right here is a nice heavyweight garment. Got a nice thick collar on it. The nice understated B&G logo on the chest. And it is $30. So if you'd like one, DM the page, DM me, DM Klean, send a fucking carrier pigeon. We're not hard to find.
Limited supply.
All right, but that's all I'll say about us. On the other couch, of course, our handsome producer, Klean, once more joining us because he is a big fan of people hitting people.
This is facts.
And we actually have a professional hitter of people right here. The one and only Brian Red Rim, Mr. Red Rims, Maxwell.
Thank you.
Joining us on the couch.
Everyone in the studio, make some
Joining
noise.
us on the couch, this is a legend in the Virginia fight game. You are the first fighter to win a sanctioned bare knuckle boxing fight in the state of Virginia. You are a Virginian too, which makes that even cooler. You fought here locally in Salem, but you've also fought all over the country with the bare knuckle promotion, but also in MMA. I've seen you've done some grappling stuff too. So if there's combat sport out there, this man has probably gotten into it. Also, boxing as well. Got into the boxing game. We'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, definitely boxed somebody that I think everybody's heard of, and Chad Ochocinco knocked his ass down too.
We saw it.
But yeah, just part of an incredible card, representing Roanoke in an amazing way. So we're really excited to get you down here and get to talk to you.
Thank guys for having me. I really appreciate it. I love doing stuff like this. This is like in my top 5 favorite things to do.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming down. We really, we saw the connection was made. I got to shout them out. The Noaksta guys,
Yes, sir.
showed some
facts.
love your way, and you came in and liked our stuff. And I was like, Max, I think it'd be cool to interview this guy. And Max shot you a DM within the minute.
Yeah, literally.
And you replied within like a couple minutes too.
And I was like,
Yeah,
that.
man, I get so many DMs on Instagram and stuff, and it's like, with me, I like to give people that seem like they're more local to me to I'll hit them back first before I hit like outsiders up, because I'm a super homegrown type of person, and since I'm from here, I'd rather give people here the chance more than the bigger outlets. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
We love that. We love repping Roanoke. We love keeping it. That's what we're all about here at Biscuits and Gravy, is keeping things local. Putting people on that are here, but you've always repped Roanoke, and Rocky Mount specifically is where you're from,
AKA the moonshine capital.
the moonshine capital of the world.
Yeah.
Indeed. I wouldn't know anything about that,
Me
but
neither.
but no, we're incredibly excited to have you down.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, I don't even know kind of where to start. You've had a long career. You've been in multiple disciplines of fighting. So I guess the best place to start, I noticed that you were a wrestler in high school.
Yes, sir. Wrestled from middle school to high school all the way to college.
Hell yeah. Where'd you wrestle in college at?
I went to West Virginia Tech in Montgomery, West Virginia, but now it's in Beckley, West Virginia. Go Golden Bears.
Go Golden Bears. Hell yeah. Shout them out.
Yeah, it was definitely it's an affiliate school of the West Virginia Mountaineers. So yeah, I got to experience those games and wrestling matches and be around their celebrities at the time, Steve Sladen and Pat White and all those kind of guys.
Oh, you were there
man.
during like the golden age.
Yeah.
Man, it was wild. Like, I would always see how those games and stuff were on TV and hear about them burning couches. But then I got my first experience and I was like, oh
yeah.
this is crazy.
They actually do it out here.
Yeah, because they would take us up to some home games and we would, basically either be down there on the sideline or help be flunkies and pick up the trash after games. And yeah, but also we got to party a lot up there, so that was fun too.
Give and
That's
take.
not bad. That's not bad. So yeah, I noticed that you wrestled in high school, which is something that we have in common. And
Where'd you wrestle at?
I wrestled at Lower Botetourt,
Where year did you graduate?
2017.
Oh,
So
way before then.
yeah, a long time ago. But it was so. One of the pictures that you had up, you were watching the state tournament at the Salem Civic Center, and it was the year that I placed third. I just thought it was a funny coincidence.
Oh, that's
that
wild.
year that was the year that I placed my best in the state tournament, my
Damn, that
junior
is
year of
wild.
high school. But yeah, it was from 2015, which was the year that I
That's insane.
that I
Damn.
placed there.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I always take it upon myself to either go by myself to watch states, because I mean, most people know if you've wrestled, everything else in life is easier.
Yep.
And from being around here, of course, when I wrestled, it had there was only 4 classifications, and now there's like 1 million. And you know, after AAA states was done back in the day, everybody would go watch AA and single A states, and you know, the Salem Civic Center has always been it for that, and it was like always packed. And you know, I try to take myself there every year to watch, to support, or take my son with me to watch, because now he wrestles. He's been wrestling for a couple years, and you know, he's kind of following in my wrestling footsteps.
Hell yeah.
He's I'll blow his head up today only, but he's a little bit step better than me at this point in age, because he started before I did. I didn't start till wrestling till I was 13, but I've been around it my whole life. So yeah.
Yeah, God, one of the best experiences that I had coming up, just it teaches you so much about, like, I mean, it's a great way to get your ass kicked, you know, without like getting hurt, you know, like somebody can with rules and safety, like, can really kick your ass and show you that, you know, it's like, you know, you need to learn how to pick yourself back up and
it'll
move
definitely
on.
humble you super quick.
Oh yeah.
Like when I came into wrestling, my very first wrestling match, I'm not afraid to say it, I wrestled a girl and got my ass whooped.
They're tough, man.
I went in the corner and cried for like 10 minutes. Then I was like, man, I've been around this my whole life. There ain't no way I should have lost. But then, you know, when we got back to practice on Monday, I grinded it out, and, you know, now we're here.
That's
at
it.
this point.
That's it. That's it. You have that mentality of, like, you know, you may beat me once, but you're not gonna beat me again.
Facts.
I think that's what wrestling teaches you. That's what it taught me. It definitely was like, because I mean, my junior year, my wrestling partner was a heavyweight, beat the absolute living shit out of me.
Who's your wrestling partner?
JT Turner ended up winning the state championship that year, heavyweight. Absolute, I mean, beat the hell out of me in practice, man.
Dude was an animal.
You know, like
He's huge.
to the point where just like I would honestly dread like the day ended and getting out of class and having to go get my ass drug around the mat. And he would do this thing where he slapped me on the back of the neck, and I would just see stars, and I was like, this shouldn't be legal what we're doing.
That's like the most underrated thing that people these days do not use in wrestling. Because if you do that to somebody in wrestling, it throws their whole equilibrium and throws everything else, because they're like, did this dude just smack me on the back of my neck?
And then you're looking at the ref like, what? And he's just like, wrestle.
Why am I dazed or seeing stars? Like, like I used to do that a lot. That was my thing, to do that, and then of course, you know, go to an ankle pick
and hit your move.
Yeah, and like that was one thing that then was like people doing it all the time. Now I don't like. From watching my son wrestle and going to middle school matches and high school matches, coaching also too, don't nobody do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's illegal now, like, because the way the rules have changed, if you even look at somebody wrong, they're throwing you out of a tournament.
They're weird about the hard contact now from all the stuff I've seen. And like any of the like hard hand fighting or like the cross faces, they're really protective of now too.
That'll make a crossface will make or break you.
Yeah.
It'll make you rethink your whole life.
Yeah, you catch a crossface across the nose, like I can't even explain like how it pisses you off too.
Facts, especially when you get that little tear in your eye and you're like, man, I don't even want to cry.
Damn,
but I'm
it fucking hurts, man. Yeah, that's like the enacting violence on someone within the rules of wrestling was always exciting, especially when you're like when you kind of when you get to that point where you're the one like pushing the pace and you're the one being the aggressor. And that's what I noticed from watching your stuff was that's your style, is that you're a go at it kind of guy.
Yeah, man, you gotta be, man. Like That's one thing that wrestling teaches you too. You gotta, as they say, you gotta be first, but also be defensive at the same point in time. And that's always been my style to be first and to. My thing has always been since I started fighting. I didn't think like that when I wrestled because at wrestling there's levels to that shit in wrestling. But when I first started fighting, my thing was always get in and get out as fast as possible. Sometimes it went my way and sometimes it didn't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I was in there longer than I wanted to be.
Yeah. So how do you think that? So like the kind of get in there and get out mentality. How do you think that translates to the bare knuckle boxing? Because I see that as like. That's one of the most technical of the combat sports to me because the striking is so dangerous. So it's like if you watch it compared to boxing with like the 12-ounce gloves, like there's a lot more of like setups and then there's a lot more of like striking and retreating, like a real fight, like you would see instead of like boxing where you're willing to stay in there and like I don't know.
I mean. That I've kind of gotten away from that mentality a little bit now since I've gotten to the point where I've been around it for so long and evolving and all that good jazz. Like at first I was like, man, I'm going to treat this like I did MMA and treat it like I did wrestling. Yeah, get in there, get in and get out. But no, that you cannot. I mean, I repeat, you cannot have that kind of mentality in bare knuckle because in bare knuckle, since you don't have gloves on. Everything is a puncher's chance. You could be beating the brakes off a guy, and he throws the wildest shot, and you're just looking up at the lights, or your face is kissing the mat or something. You gotta be strategic, but also at the same time try to keep a decent pace because it's a fast sport. It's a 2-minute round that you can. Let's say. You know how wrestling was either a minute and a half, or if you're the last period, it's like 2 rounds, or if you're in the States, it's like a full 2 minutes every round. You got a lot to do in those rounds because that time is just like boom. You move around and take 2 steps. It's like, oh, we got 10 seconds left. I just got in here.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, you got to be somewhat strategic, but also stick to your game plan in there because. It's the sport. It's one of the fastest growing sports on the planet, and 2, it's like so fast paced, and everybody has that puncher's chance. It gets wild. Yeah,
that's what because combat sports in general, like anybody can wrestling too. Anybody can win at any moment, which is kind of what's exciting about it. But especially with the bare knuckle, it's like. You're meeting like a hard piece of bone, like they could turn around and throw you, the wildest haymaker and just.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like, if you go back and look at a lot of highlights, the shot that hits people the most and knocks people out, and a lot of people throw it is wild overhands. Like I'm telling you, some of the best knockouts and the most brutal knockouts are from overhands, or you could see a guy being beat up and all of a sudden. Comes out of nowhere, throws an overhand, and boom, they just gave him a chance in that fight. Like,
which in boxing they're like, don't ever like overextend and throw that. Yeah,
when you got the gloves on, they're like, don't ever throw that unless you're in MMA. MMA fighters do that a lot, but in boxing, it's like a golden rule not to throw an overhand. Like, well, a wild one, anyways. You can throw one, but it's got to be, in boxing terms, technical.
Yeah. So, let's back it up a little bit. You wrestled in college. How does the transition from college wrestling to I guess MMA was your first step? How does that happen? Because I know that's it's not common because there's not a whole lot of people in general that can do MMA fighting. But I know I see a lot of college wrestlers who are like, I want to keep doing this. So how does that transition happen?
I mean, my transition happened because one of my college teammates I kind of knew what the UFC was back in the day, but I never paid it no mind. And, in high school, we had this thing in a back stairwell called Fight Club. And people would go back there and...
I need to hear some stories from Fight Club real quick. I'm sorry. That's too fucking cool.
But, people, lunchtime at my high school, Franklin County High School, we used to have one lunch. It used to be a whole hour lunch, and... that campus is built like a college campus.
It's a big school. It's a lot of people go there.
So we get an hour lunch. So there used to be this one specific stairwell that well, technically, you got invited to it, but a lot of people would show up and they would have this thing called, Fight Club, and people would be back there straight throwing hands. And I swear it happened at least 4 days a week, and the same person would catch everyone back there 4 days a week at the same time every time, and people would just be like scattered. Like it was like wild, but I never paid it no mind because I never took part in it because, of course, being an athlete, if you got caught doing something like that,
right. That's a great way to get cut from your team.
One is a great way to get expelled from school if you were an athlete because they treated athletes like treated us and held us to a higher standard. So if you got caught doing it, you were getting kicked off the team, and 2, more than 9 times out of 10 they were going to expel you and get you out of there. But
joining a fight club in school, that's easy.
Sounds like a one-way ticket.
So we talked about we had rap battles in our high school and our bathrooms. A little bit different. What they're doing over there.
Could you imagine kids were throwing hands in the bathroom?
Yeah, I could imagine we would have gotten some good betting going on.
Man,
that would have been awesome.
That's wild. That's the crazy thing. I never seen a fight in a bathroom in high school. I always seen them on a back stairwell or literally out in the open on campus, or just like people meeting up on the football field and fighting and stuff and shit like that.
Lunchroom was big for us,
but
like actually out in the lunchroom.
The lunchroom is where you got your credit, your fucking popularity from. You got into a fight in the lunchroom, win or lose, you were just that guy or girl. But
that's
win
true.
or lose.
No,
Okay.
win or lose, like cause,
that's true.
Because as the term goes, pardon my language, it gave you the cred of you're not no bitch, and everybody respected it. Then nowadays they're just like, you got to go. You got to basically move away now.
That's a violent kid. Take that kid out of our
pretty much.
Keep that kid away from my kid.
Everyone's like, World Star! It's posted.
Dude, my dad always tells me these stories about
like it too.
About like the guys from back then and how they would just go and like they'd fight and then the dudes would just shake hands, hug afterwards. Everybody'd be happy, And it was like, we'd go down to the old baseball field and there'd be maybe motherfuckers fighting over there 3 out of the days of the week. And I'm like, and people were just people were harder back then. They weren't as soft and
Nowadays, you basically, like I said, you gotta move out of town or go to transfer to a different school because, like,
treat you like a menace.
Yeah, yes, trust me, I know. I've dealt with it before, and they'll treat you like a menace, and it's like, bro, they just got into a scuffle, like that's normal. They're boys, they're kids.
Yeah,
they're full of testosterone.
Facts. You got to release it somehow.
And you're cooping them up next to each other, and they're gonna buck horns a little bit.
And plus, if you got a room full of athletes, the ego in the room is somebody's got to throw hands.
Exactly.
Yeah, facts.
But getting back to my point that I never really was interested in the fight club stuff, so I kind of shied away from it. But when I got to college, one of my roommates, he was probably he's still to this day one of the biggest UFC fans in the world, and we just happened to be coming back from a frat party one night. Matter of fact, we were drinking the Miller Lights and natural lights back then, and he's like, man, that's before they started doing pay-per-views for the UFC when they were still trying to figure it out. It was just, he's like, man, y'all trying to watch these fights on TV? I was like, fights? What are you talking about? Boxing? He's like, no, MMA, UFC. And I was like, I've never heard of that, dog. And he turned it on, and it just happened to be Anderson Silva walking out because he was the main event. And I was like, oh, shit, this is crazy. So I watched it that night, and all three up, Anderson Silva became my favorite fighter just because of how he carried himself walking out and how he fought. He used his cocky fighting style, and I was like, man, that's how I act like when I wrestle. And I was like, shit, that's gonna be my favorite fighter. And that sparked my interest. So I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. The more I wrestled, the more I thought about doing MMA also. So being in college, I knew nowhere to train for it or nothing. So after college, I dabbled in life for like 2 years, and I moved away from my hometown and moved here to Roanoke, and I just happened to be literally on the internet one day because do y'all remember Ruckus in the Case that used to be around here at the Civic Center? So I just one of the guys that
I feel like I heard of it. I don't know.
That's like one of the original fight promotions.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that I wrestled with in high school, he fought on their cards a couple of times, and I was like, man, let me just look him up and see what he been to. And he had posted on Facebook that Ruckus in the Cage was coming to Virginia, so I literally clicked on their website and filled out their fighter form, and literally within an hour, the promoter called me and offered me a fight. I was nervous talking to him at first because I didn't know what the steps or what I had to do. I just signed up for something and was like, I'm going to try it. And, he offered me a guy that was already 2-0. I didn't care about that because I wrestled most of my life. So anybody that you wrestle probably could have like 1,000 wrestling matches and you never know. But,
right.
I immediately said yes. And after we talked for a few more moments, I hung up the phone. I'm freaking running around the house and doing flips and stuff all over the living room, calling all my homies like, hey, man, look, I'm about to fight in a couple months. Man, I got my first fight, and, I'm flipping out and stuff. And, I get on Facebook, and this is still the earlier parts of Facebook, so I'm looking up gyms in the area to try to go train at. And, I messaged a few gyms and a few fight teams in the area, and they were like, we don't train fighters in this short amount of time. And I'm like, oh, crap. So I'm going to do it my way. So I start going to Planet Fitness to get back in shape because when I was in college, I was 174 pounds. And those 2 years after college, I was 240 pounds.
Yep, that'll happen.
from drinking beer and doing tree work, picking up logs and stuff. And, just partying a lot, too, back then. And, I was like, man, I got to get in shape. Going to Planet Fitness, so I started working out, and like literally within a week's time, I guess it was God pointing me into the right direction. I seen this guy in the gym. He had MMA shorts on, and he had a hoodie on with some like sponsors and stuff on it. So I'm like, should I walk up to this guy? Maybe this might be weird. So I was like, fuck it. I walked up to him. I asked him about his shorts and his hoodie, and I thought I was being weird when I asked him, but he's like, no, man, no problem. Yeah. This is what I do. I'm about to start an MMA school, blah, blah, blah. And, but right now I go to this boxing gym, Champs, that was on Melrose back then. And he's like, yeah, just meet me there. I'll send me a friend request on Facebook and, message me. And, I messaged him and he's like, meet me here on this day. And when I went in there for the first time, I was like, oh, shit. It was full of boxers in there. I didn't know what I was in for. I thought I was going to a gym to wrestle and work out. But nah, I walked into a gym full of boxers. One, I was nervous. Two, I had my son with me. He was literally 2 days old. So I brought him with me to a hot-ass gym with sweaty people in it. And, of course, I'm checking on him every 2 seconds, looking over him while I'm learning how to hit pads, which was horrible. And, I met him. I started talking to some of the boxers there. So at that point in time, having a newborn kid, life is rough. Yeah. At that point in time, I was working. I finally got a real job instead of working a side job. And I was making $725 plus tips. And having a newborn kid, that is not easy at all because you got to buy diapers. And
what year was this?
2011.
Okay.
Which sucked. And, man, like, that's when my journey began. And, like, a million years later, as I call it, because that's how I feel, we're here. like
long way down the road.
I love it. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do when I retire because I've been doing it for so long. So, that's where I'm at.
Hell yeah. So it's like, to me, it's like, I hear you walking up to that guy and saying, like, just saying fuck it. Like, that's, I think if anybody can take anything away from that, it's that, go up and introduce yourself, say hello, like, because you never know where it'll take you.
Yeah, definitely, it doesn't hurt to ask. And he was my very first coach into the sport, and even everything that happened during that time, I'm still cool with him. A lot of my old teammates hate his guts, but you know, I can never hate or have beef with somebody that gave me a start. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I still commend him and talk to him literally maybe once or twice a week, and we still kind of have that bond. And you know, I'm very grateful because without him even getting me started, like, I don't know where I would have ended up or how I even would have started. I'd probably still be like, oh man, I told y'all I wouldn't do this, but I hate to throw shade. But I would be like a lot of fighters in this area, just doing my own thing and not going anywhere and doing anything with it. And you know, I hate to say that because I'm all about positivity and growth and trying to help people. And my thing is, if you've seen it on my Instagram or seen it on my Twitter or seen it on my Facebook, my thing is I can give you the formula, but it's your choice if you follow it.
That's
you
it.
know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And that's what my stepdad told me as a kid. I can give you the formula to work hard or do what you want or go get something, but you got to follow the formula. The choice is yours. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, I love
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Oh, damn, I had one too. No, you go first. You go first. You go first.
Well, I was gonna say you like just like hinted at like the fighting community around here. And personally, like I've hit the Krav Maga gym over in Salem. If you've heard of that gym.
Yeah, the Krav Maga gym.
Krav
in Salem.
Maga.
Yeah, Krav Maga. Sorry.
Hey, look, I'm sorry, but I gotta hold you accountable after the podcast is over. You got at least 25 push-ups, dog.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can kill that. I got you. That is like pretty much the only gym that I've seen. I do not know a lot of fighters in the area. Could you give like an estimated number for like, I don't know how many like active fighters, whether in like jiu-jitsu tournaments or like MMA tournaments around here, or boxing tournaments around here there are? Like, would you say there's like 300 fighters in the city?
Nah, I ain't gonna go that far.
Okay.
But at one time, like literally when I first started it, I literally thought I was the only person here besides my coach. Yeah. My coach that done MMA here.
Yeah. I feel like you don't see it.
Yeah, you don't.
So you don't know.
Yeah, like you know, after he had some guys that he knew and he would bring them to the gym, and I'm starting to get to know people. It literally, because my thing is, since I'm not from Roanoke and I'm from Franklin County, my thing is, y'all probably know it too, Franklin County dudes and Roanoke dudes never liked each other at all.
There's always a little bit of friction.
Yeah, whether we come to parties over here or they come to parties down there, there's always some friction. And my thing was meeting people here and training with people here. My goal was to, I don't know you, I'm not from here, so I'm either going to hurt you or beat you up really bad. That's because, I mean, at that point in time, I'm new here, so I don't know nobody.
Right.
So I can basically do whatever I want.
Right.
But, you know, after about 6 months of starting to train with people and get to know with people and start going to fights, because when I first started, literally my very first fight was literally in a cow auction building for Ruckus in the cage. And Ken Shamrock was their special guest, so he was there to see my very first fight.
Yeah, dude.
And, you know, after that, you know, like I said, starting to meet people, I learned there were so many fighters in this area, and I was like, man, what the hell, man? Like, why am I not training with y'all?
Yeah.
But at that point in time, I was still on my cockiness type shit and didn't care who these guys were. But like I said, it took me a while to get to know everybody. And then at peak around here, at one point, there was at least, I'll give an estimate of, about 40 active amateur fighters at that point in time. Like it was, and it was divided in teams too at that, like, which was crazy. And, you know, they would have fights, you know, of course at the Roanoke Civic Center, at the YMCA in Franklin County, at the high school in Franklin County. They also had fights at Williamsburg one time, which was wild.
That sounds wild.
Out of high school?
Yeah,
That's
like,
crazy.
I mean, that's how a lot of MMA fighters started, was fighting out of, like I said, cow auction buildings, undergrounds, and basements, like Fight Club. and fighting in high schools and
I saw some big orange finals over there that looked like fights, dude. They were wrestling matches, but they might as well have been fights.
I even went to a fight in a Mexican restaurant one time here in Roanoke.
That's what
Los Amigos.
Is it Los Amigos? Yeah.
No, not that one. No, this was years ago. It was
shit.
Y'all know where Tanglewood Auto Wash is?
Yes.
That Mexican restaurant beside it, they literally held fights in there one time.
No way.
Literally, like on a humble Tuesday night, there were fights in there. They literally
They do that now at Los Amigos on Orange Avenue. I swear
Have
to
y'all
God.
been to any of those fights?
I wanted to. We missed the last one.
I need to look it up.
We missed the
Wait,
last
is
one.
Los Amigos the one with the like huge dance floor and big
Yes.
stage and stuff? They hold fights in
With
there.
the line dancing, yeah, they have full on fights in there.
It's
Dude,
all
that's
amateur
awesome. I didn't
stuff.
know about that.
Yeah.
The next one is actually this month on the 22nd. It's either on the
We're there. We're so
you go.
I was about
I
to
don't
say,
know if the
I think I'm
22nd is
free on that day.
fucking there.
That's a Tuesday.
Put that on the calendar.
But yeah, man, definitely show those guys some support. One of the guys that runs it is actually
That's insane.
a pro fighter. His name is Zion Thomason. He's actually about to fight for another bare knuckle company for a world title. So shout out to him. But like I was saying, at one point this city was filled with amateur fighters, and now it's like basically slim to none. But jiu-jitsu has gotten a lot more popular here in this place, in the city, and Krav Maga too, and
Yeah, it's pretty much all jiu-jitsu there. Like they do Muay Thai classes, but pretty much everyone is jiu-jitsu over there.
Yeah, at my gym, shout out to my guys at Round 30 MMA and Coastal Muay Thai and Big Lick Jiu-Jitsu. We have basically all these programs, and the one at my gym, we got a jiu-jitsu side, then we got the Muay Thai side, and then we got coaches for that, and then I teach the boxing. And if other bare knuckle guys come into town or that fight bare knuckle here, they'll come train with me, or MMA guys around here come train with me and stuff like that. So I'll teach that portion. And we also do CrossFit at my gym. I know how people feel about CrossFit these days. They love it, but they hate it also.
We roasted CrossFit.
I mean, some people love it and some people hate it.
I think we decided it was good. It was good that people were fit. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I don't care if your muscle ups look weird as fuck. As long as you're fit, you're toned, you feel good. Do whatever you want.
I mean, it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
It is what it is. At least you're not
exercise.
At least you're not fucking obese.
But yeah, man, the fight scene around here is bigger than you think it is. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just depends on who you know and what you're into and the crowd that you're hanging with around. Honestly, but. I love this area. There's some guys in this area that have mad potential, but there's also some guys in this area that need to continue to sit on the couch and not do this at all. But
All right.
you get an E for effort.
That's it. It takes a tough person to even show up. Honestly,
Yeah,
with the fight game, like it's it takes a lot to even get out there. So it's commendable. But yeah, I think it's like you say, it's sometimes people got to know when to hang them up. And unfortunately, we have got to hang them up here because it's time for us to break for our halftime break. But we will get back into some more chat here soon. We got another performance from NMB Don coming up. And we will be right back. So
We're gonna start with your question when we get back. Don't forget whatever your question was.
I remember.
We absolutely boxed you out.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Well, we'll be back in a second.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. What are we gonna do? I can't find a decent t-shirt provider in the Roanoke Valley. Ah!
Eric, what are you doing, dude? Chill out.
There's a lot of scary stuff out here in the woods, man.
Like what?
There's expensive design costs, crazy upfront fees, shipping, handling, Max. I don't even know what handling is.
Whoa. Chill out, man. Have you heard of my guys King Screen? They got fast turnaround time, $0 setup fees, and free nationwide shipping. If you need custom apparel, just hit them up. You ain't got to be afraid.
Oh, well, when you put it like that, I guess it's not so scary. But But what do we do about the grizzly bear chasing me? Run!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with my good friend NMB Don. He's got some more music for us, but real quick, I'd like to take a moment to shout out Mr. Ingram. It's actually Mr. Ingram's creative writing class that we met in many years ago, back in 2016. A magical year for many, I know. But it's where I actually got my start creative writing, and Mr. Ingram's actually the guy that put me on a path to pursue a creative writing degree in college. And I'd imagine Mr. Ingram also played a small part in the incredible and comedic bars that this man comes up with. So, Mr. Ingram, I know you're not watching, but I'd like to send some love your way because I know that you inspired a lot of people to write and to create things. So, huge shout out to you. But now let's get back to what we do down here, which is provide you with excellent music. This is Don performing Roll It Up. Roll It Up.
Yeah. It's NMB. Yeah. Yeah. Roll it up. Roll it up. Said I'm riding with my niggas and you know we rolling up. Rebel, what about that pack and I start busting out the guts. It's a 3-5 in this bitch, I had to stuff it with some runs. Boy, you don't want no smoke, I promise this ain't what you want. Said I'm riding with my niggas and you know we rolling up. Rebel, what about that pack and I start busting out the guts. It's a 3-5 in this bitch, I had to stuff it with some runs. Boy, you don't want no smoke, I promise this ain't what you want. Cop a pound and break it down, we rolling up from dawn to dusk. Said these woods be fat as hell, these J's be longer than a tusk. Shit, I'm way above the clouds, I'm out of space with Elon Musk. Shit, the Zodi got me stuck, it got a nigga feeling lust. Smoking like a locomotive, high as hell and sipping potion. Man, the shit y'all smoke is bogus, tell the plug to up the doses. And you know where to find me, Cloud9 lobby. Out here puffin' Zodi, I be high as God be. Said I'm riding with my niggas and you know we rolling up. We rebel, what about that pack and I start busting out the guts. It's a 3-5 in this bitch, I had to stuff it with some runs. Boy, you don't want no smoke, I promise this ain't what you want. Said I'm riding with my niggas and you know we rolling up. We rebel, what about that pack and I start busting out the guts. It's a 3-5 in this bitch, I had to stuff it with some runs. Boy, you don't want no smoke, I promise this ain't what you want. Smoking shit that be so loud that you can't hear a fucking sound. I be flying around the room, but my body on the ground. Man, my favorite words to hear, hey yo, them boats just touched down. Think my plug is Bobby Flay, cause this shit he serve renowned. Rolling, bitch, I'm rolling, said DJs look like a ball bat. If you got a problem, face with wood and it's gon' solve that. 4 pockets all fat, motions what you call that. Too busy getting litty, couple hours I'ma call back. I can float on any beat cause NMB give you the biz. Smoking cushion, sipping OJ, got me feeling like I'm Wiz. And please don't think shit sweet cause you can get popped like a quiz. Smoking with a bad bitch, then we practice making kids. Riding with my niggas and you know we rolling up. We rebel, what about that pack and I start busting out the guts. It's a 3-5 in this bitch, I had to stuff it with some runs. Boy, you don't want no smoke, I promise this ain't what you want. Said I'm riding with my niggas and you know we rolling up. We rebel, what about that pack and I start busting out the guts. It's a 3-5 in this bitch, I had to stuff it with some runs. Boy, you don't want no smoke, I promise this ain't what you want. Boom.
Damn, that's clean.
Damn, that's clean. Damn, that's clean.
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, NMB Don. Write it down, type it into Spotify, type it into Apple Music, and add his fucking songs to your playlist right now.
Do it.
If you are rolling it up, make sure you're rolling it up with our good friends, Castle Black Cannabis, the official cannabis sponsor of the Biscuits and Gravy podcast, and the best shit around, besides Klean's homegrown. But don't go anywhere. We got some more chat from Mr. Red Rims, and we got some music from our very good friend EWILL as well at the end of the episode. But stay right here for your favorite BNG.
Evil Breezy.
You know what's a bad decision? Scheduling a fight against Brian Maxwell. Shit, I'm not even in my regular seat, I'm so fucking scared of him. And I'm Evil Breeze. It ain't even the regular guy sitting on the couch looking like a douche. But you know what else is stupid? Crosswalks. Every time I come up to one of those things, it should just be natural selection. If you can't cross the street on your own, you don't deserve to be here. Get rid of the crosswalk. It's just pure foolishness. I don't quite understand it. And the whole time I'm clicking the little button, who's the fucker that they had in there talking about, wait, I'm going now. There's no car. If you don't get rid of these damn crosswalks, I'm going to get Brian Maxwell to show up at your house and whoop your ass. Get back to this podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only EWILL.
Yeah. Damn, that's clean. Yeah, where we at? Biscuits and gravy. It's your boy. EWILL. Biscuits, gravy. Eyes low, weed got me like a zombie. And I got particular girls in through the lobby. EWILL made of metal but dripping water designing. I can feel the love but the hate is just way beyond me. When it comes to being genuine, I'm not synthetic. Stay true to myself, purely authentic. Bass in my voice so you don't know who said it. Middle name should be Allen, the way I'm super poetic. Life is like a song, deeper meaning, gotta dissect it. Live to tell my story, wouldn't want nobody else to tell it. In a world of creativity, I got ideas blending. If I tell you how I got here, wouldn't be a full sentence. Wanna be a star, man, I knew it when I said it. I took the right direction and the wrong one was prevented. In a world so hectic, I remain magnetic. With a soul so electric, every moment is electric. Against the odds, against the odds. Who would've known we would made it this far? Remember I was broke, wishing up to the stars. Music elevating me, can't change who I are. Against the odds, against the odds. All of the love, it feels like a facade. All I did was hope and pray up to the gods. Nowhere to go, my life against the odds. Like a crew with defiance, bouncing against the odds. Composing a resilience that echoes right to the gods. Needed motivation, just maybe a head nod. You get into some money, but your paper been fraud. The shooting and the killing did nothing for me. But his family's out here with one missing piece. You struggle to survive, better pick up your feet. Committed people staying tall, sitting beef for the week. Against all the odds, just stay out the street. Cause it ain't for everybody, just stick to making art. And you'll never catch a body. Got a message that can't stop me with Klean. You can't rob me, studio is getting choppy. Imitation's not a copy, it's flattering. Look at all the artists that these people done gathered in. What you mean I can't be number one, it's like 10 of them. Spitting since the bottom, since I was a little kid in them. Yeah. What do you mean? That I can't beat the odds. That I can't beat the odds. Against the odds, against the odds. Who would've known we would made it this far? Remember I was broke, wishing up to the stars. Music elevating me, can't change who I are. Against the odds, against the odds. All of the love, it feels like a facade. All I did was hope and pray up to the gods. Nowhere to go, my life against the odds. Where we at? Biscuits, gravy, EWILL.
We are back after some excellent musical performances by our very good friends NMB Don and EWILL.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank him for joining us because I think he lives in space. And I think the commute down here has got to be hard because that fucker doesn't live on this planet. He lives in outer space. So shout him out because his energy is otherworldly, and his music is absolutely out of this world. But we are back on the couch with the one and only Mr. Red Rims, Brian Maxwell.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, probably the baddest guy in Virginia. I mean, if we're being honest. Absolutely. Historically, the baddest guy in Virginia.
We could say that.
We could say
being humble, I'm one of.
One of. Being humble. I'll let you say that. I'll say you're the baddest man in Virginia.
There you go.
Because
we'll do the bragging.
History will remember you as the first Virginian and the first man to win a bare knuckle boxing match.
Sanctioned bare knuckle.
Sanctioned bare knuckle boxing match.
Which is it's still till this day super wild. At first, there were a lot of things that went on behind the scenes because I really wasn't supposed to be the first fight. I was supposed to be like the fifth or the sixth fight.
Yeah.
And then literally like the day before the fight, they moved me to the first fight. Of course, I was in my feelings about it because I'm like, I'm not a first fighter guy. This is my state. Like, why? And then I come to terms. I finally, when I got to my, my room and sat there and chilled out for a minute and, thought about it, I was like, hold on. This is an opportunity for me to, one, get my first BKFC win, two, be the first Virginian from Virginia to win a bare knuckle fight on Virginia soil, and it's going to be in history no matter what.
Yep.
And nobody can take this from me ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, like, literally, that gave me more incentive to literally beat the shit out of this guy and get out and go enjoy everything that came after winning that fight. And that's exactly what happened. I ended up beating him in 51 seconds. And the fastest win of the night period throughout the whole fight card.
Oh, yeah.
And everything that came after that, it was great. Like I'm still in a good spot from that fight because it's like the term GOAT is used so much these days. It's oversaturated, but when you got guys like Keyshawn Davis, who's fighting Friday for top rank, he's a 757 guy, and he's a contender, one of the top contenders in the world. And he's actually calling out Tank Gervonta Davis right now. Ooh. Calling you a Virginia GOAT, like that means a lot to me. So even though, like I said, the GOAT term is oversaturated, I'll take that from a guy like that. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah.
I agree with the
insane.
GOAT term being oversaturated. It's
Yes.
like, I mean, I even
But
It's
throw
very
it out there
common.
all
It's
the
very
time. It's
common.
like, oh, they're the GOAT. And it's like,
I will say this,
Yeah.
but not many people will agree with it. John Jones is the GOAT of MMA, period. No one else.
Yeah, I think
Anderson Silva, a close second. That's my favorite fighter, but John Jones, hands down.
Yeah, nobody beating John Jones.
George St. Pierre,
in his prime.
not the GOAT? Not over John Jones?
John sleeping him in his prime.
No.
Sleeping
Okay.
him.
Name someone in their prime that could beat John Jones.
Nobody.
Can't say Prime Rashad.
Nobody.
Well, we're going to see
Not
about...
Chuck the Iceman
Okay,
Liddell.
like prime against prime,
You
like...
can't say Prime Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
Well, I was gonna say like Tom Aspinall
He's
is the
dirty.
one that's like
Tom
on
wants
the
that
come
fight
up
really
that everyone thinks Tom Aspinall will win, but it's also like, okay, John Jones at the end of his career right now, so I don't know.
I still think Jones takes that fight.
who's
Yeah.
who's he fighting?
but it'd be
Stipe?
Yeah, he's
next
fighting
month?
Stipe
Yeah.
on the 16th.
Jones versus
Next
Stipe
weekend,
2 or
right?
3?
One.
I thought they fought already.
No.
I
think so.
don't think they fought.
Oh
No.
shit.
We got some UFC fans in the back. Do y'all know? Have Stipe and
No, they've never fought.
okay,
They haven't fought?
They have not fought
Fuck
before.
yeah.
But that fight though, I think it would be a decision going Jones's way.
Oh, okay, against Tom Aspinall.
Yes.
Oh wow.
He'd have
Okay.
to. Do you think Tom could survive 5 rounds?
I was about to say, I don't know if Tom could go
the
5
baddest man
rounds. I
alive.
think John Jones would knock him out within the
Look,
Before it
distance.
goes the
I'm being
distance.
graceful when I say that.
Yeah.
Now, Prime John Jones.
Yeah.
First or second round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts,
he's a serial
facts.
killer though.
Like-
Prime John Jones is
Like
a serial
21,
killer.
22-year-old John Jones.
That's scary
that guy,
shit,
that
man.
guy's gone in the first or second.
Who
round
was the
before-
dude he like slept with like the front headlock, like standing up, and the dude like slumped down?
What's his name?
I was just
Shogun
watching
Hua.
Is that Shogun Hua? Yeah, yeah.
Shogun Hua.
He fuck, that one's so scary because it's just like, if he did that in real life, he holds that for 3 more seconds. Who is dead? Like,
Yeah,
he
because
just kills him.
he was fighting it, and then once you seen his arm drop, he
just goes-
was still holding on. The ref didn't see it because
Yeah.
John had him so close to the
And then John-
cage, and then all of a sudden the ref looked and was like,
Wait, he's
and as soon
out.
as they let him go. He,
Good
down.
God.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah, that's
fucked
some
up.
scary stuff.
That's just fucked up. All right. Damn it, before we get too far into the fight talk, we got business to attend to.
That we do.
What
We
kind
do.
of business? What are we doing?
Well, our very good friend,
Oh,
the one and all, I say it all the time. How do I introduce this guy? What words are there that I could use to describe him? I don't think there are any words. He is singular in the way that a black hole is singular, because it overpowers all things in its vicinity. He is to entertainment what the automobile was to inventions. Whatever that fucking means.
I was like, where's he going with this?
I'm listening.
He's like Willy Wonka.
Right.
If Willy Wonka weren't a depraved sex pest.
Right, okay. Well,
Willy Wonka.
Sure.
And yeah, I think he brings the kind of magical whimsy to anyone around his life that you could only experience in a dream.
No Diddy.
And
In
so,
so many
no
words.
Diddy.
Thank you.
And this
In so many words, yeah.
I didn't even do it this episode.
is the handsome and purple do-ragged Ronimus Robinson.
How you doing? How you
our
doing?
crack reporter, our number one guy, and the man who does our brand new segments for this season.
Crazy.
Gas or trash. So Ron, if you want to take the reins here, it's your show, baby.
Hey man, we're just gonna chop it up. Like, take a little halftime. Gas or trash. We're just gonna talk about a couple of random things. It's a temperature check. See what you think, like what your brain works like. Technically, there's no wrong answers, but they're all wrong answers. Okay, let's go ahead. Micro wrestling.
Gas.
We talked a little bit about wrestling earlier.
Yes.
I think that's gas.
Let the fellas fight.
That's cool.
Can we
bro.
get Wee Man in that promotion?
Absolutely.
Hey, honestly, I think that is fire. Like literally Friday, I was talking to some people about bringing that back around here to
Yes.
this area.
We need it
I
back.
think
We
it would
need
be
it back
attended.
here.
Because the last time that me and one of my buddies did one of these, I think we needed a bigger venue than we had because people love midget wrestling.
Yes.
And it is wild.
Yes.
Dude, get midget wrestling in the Berglund Center. Okay? Hashtag it. Fucking tweet it. Send it to your senator. I don't give a fuck.
If you want to make money.
I want micro wrestling brought to you by B&G Promotions in the Berglund Center.
That would be lit because I swear that would fill the Berglund Center up.
Yes,
Oh,
it
it'd be full. I guarantee.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Be like
people-
bigger than WWE.
Right?
Yes.
I didn't think people like midget wrestling until like we started broadcasting it and putting it over social media.
Yeah.
And it was like we had to turn people away because we were at capacity.
That's
Oh my God.
That's insane.
So this is gas for me.
Let's
Big
go.
gas.
I go gas.
Absolutely. All right, bet. All right, next. Jelly beans. Off the rip. Trash. I'm not
Trash for
hearing
me.
I'm not hearing no discussion.
Trash for me.
Trash can. What
Trash
are we,
for
what are
me.
we
I think I'm
doing?
a good trash as well.
What are we doing?
On jelly beans.
Yeah.
Jelly beans are like black licorice. Trash.
Thank you. Someone who's
Klean,
anti-licorice.
where you at?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're trash probably.
Let's go.
A rare quadruple trash.
Bro,
I don't know if that's
Wow.
happened yet.
Fuck
Yeah,
jelly beans.
have we
You know who
had
like
that
jelly
on
beans?
anything?
Ronald Reagan. May he rest in piss.
All right.
Good God.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Pause.
Pause.
Thank you for not disagreeing on that and being
that's
smart
I
citizens.
guess that's a no Kelly. No R.
Next,
Kelly.
Jake Paul.
I'm gonna say gas. He's a master marketer.
Okay.
The man. I don't know.
He's not gonna beat Mike Tyson.
Make your money right. No.
Good God.
He's not gonna beat Iron Mike.
I love me some Iron Mike.
He's not gonna beat Iron Mike.
But I'm interested on your take.
Well,
There was so much silence before anyone just said anything.
The evil laugh from Ron.
in dealing with him and his brother at the biggest fight of my whole life, on the biggest stage of my whole life, I'm torn. But since he's going against one of my most favoriteest boxers of all time,
yes, say it.
I'm gonna call trash.
Yes! Ron's over there like the fucking Emperor Palpatine.
Yes, go to the dark side.
Bro.
Yes, say that the Paul brother is trash. And remember when the older one went to the suicide forest? Yes, they're fucking horrible people, yes.
Sorry.
Oh.
No, they're trash.
I'm gonna say trash too, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not a Jake Paul fan.
I hope Iron Mike puts that.
I get where you're coming from, though, Wiz, with the whole marketing thing. I mean, listen.
I gotta admit, the dude is selling that he's a professional fighter, but he don't fight professional fighters.
He has not fought a professional fighter yet.
You catch Iron Mike back in the day,
No.
we're not having this match.
No,
he lost to Tommy Fury.
He's not even going to take this fight.
Sit down.
He's not even going to entertain this conversation.
No, look, I'm gonna keep it strictly honest with you. If Mike Tyson looking at all his training videos.
Yes.
I'm gonna be quite honest. Coming from the fight world, training videos don't mean shit.
Right,
but
right.
did y'all see Mike Tyson when he fought Roy Jones Jr.?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
did you
Exhibition.
see when Roy hit him that time, and it was like, Mike clicked, and he was starting
He got excited.
He got excited and was about to take Roy out and had to back off. I think if Jake wakes that part of Mike up, this fight is not going to be long.
Okay.
And it's going to be crazy if Jake wakes that part of Mike up, because, like I said, training videos don't mean shit, because anybody can look great on training videos. That's what training videos are for, that you put out on social media. Or even hitting the pads. Anybody can be a hit the pad star. Once you get in there and you wake up a different animal, because I'll say this for myself also. In the gym me and in a fight me is two totally different people. Once I get inside the squared circle, the ring, or the MMA cage, or on a wrestling mat, I'm not that same person that you knew 5 minutes ago when the intro song was on.
Yeah.
So if that part of Mike wakes up, Jake is in for a long, long night. But if it goes past 6 rounds, Jake has a chance.
Yeah, because Mike just doesn't. He won't. But if he puts him down, it'll end quick.
But it's going to be just like everybody in this room is going to watch that fight on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
I hope they wake
Everybody
up.
In the
I hope
world's
they
gonna
wake
watch
up the
that
demon.
Like, is it free, or are they like doing like
There's no way it's going to be free.
I think it's just a straight up live event.
It might be on StreamEast.com. I won't check, but some of you could.
Because I know some streaming services now are like, even though you're already subscribed to it, they'll hit you with the last minute. Oh, it's on pay-per-view at the last second.
Oh, it's actually PPV, and you get.
I hope it's.
We're gonna deduct 15 from your account if you watch it. Fuck you.
Right?
That's whack.
Fuck you.
What's next?
Show me the damn.
Next on my list here, I have Power Slap.
I'm glad you added this.
Oh yeah.
My dad actually. I was telling my dad I was gonna interview. I was interviewing you, and he was like, "Dude, you got to ask him about the slap thing."
Yes, bro.
So I'm really glad you added.
Have you guys
this.
seen clips of this stuff, bro?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
My dad's obsessed with it, dude. He loves
These
it.
dudes are giving out concussions left and right, bro.
It's very
You got a
interesting.
take on it?
What's the
I'm gonna let
dude
y'all go
from-
first.
This looks like the guy from the. I've been working overtime hours.
I
Bullshit.
actually watched this one.
Really?
But y'all give y'all's take first, and then I'll explain.
I honestly, I think it's gas because
I agree.
First of all, when you're fighting, the most disrespectful thing you can do to another man is slap him with an open hand. That's even more disrespectful than punching a dude. So a sport where you actually have to stand there, and the whole thing is predicated on no running, no hiding, but standing there, chest up, chin out, and take a strike from another man is absolutely gas. The concept is insane. God bless the Russians for coming up with it, and I hope it takes over.
According to Dana White, he created it.
Yeah,
Of course,
I
of
mean,
course.
he created it by watching YouTube videos, like we all did. Like there's like it's fucking. This has been like a Russian meme for years.
Breeze, you got a take on it?
I'm gonna say gas. I think it's entertaining.
I think it's
as
incredible.
a fan, I think it's entertaining.
They
I think it's
don't
incredible.
play around, bro. Like even like when they're reffing it, bro. Like if you like flinch just a little bit, it don't count, bro. And you got to go again.
Yeah,
like
They'll
they
take a point.
Yes,
you
They'll
can't
take a
like
point.
brace
like
or
no
anything.
nothing.
Yeah.
Like you have to take, bro.
I think you got to be tough as shit to do.
You
that.
gotta
have
be
to,
tough.
bro.
You gotta be You gotta be tough.
You have
dude.
to. Some of this stuff could kill a person, man.
They'd kill me.
I've seen some of those people get fucking slept.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, they
it's your
get slept
chin.
a lot.
Yes.
Like it's your chin, and some of those guys like meet the chin with like the ball of their hand.
Yes.
Like it's like getting
It's
punched
almost
in the
yeah,
face.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm low key, dude. I'm gonna say trash. Low key, bro.
Really?
I'm not a fan of it.
You like kicking
It's
people
like,
in the head.
Is
it's
it
like
too
you know,
abusive?
you see them go up on stage. What's gonna happen, guys? I don't know.
these
It's
dudes are
like
gonna slap each
they're gonna slap each other really fucking hard.
That's
It's
I
like,
mean that's
I don't know.
That's a good perspective.
I'm not sitting there like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've watched one or two, but
You like moving around. You like to see a little action.
it's just, I don't know. You just got people slapping each other really fucking hard. It's like, I don't know. There's not really much to it. I can see what the hype is because like you're gonna see a knockout, you're gonna see a big hit. I don't know. I think there's much more entertaining fighting than power slap.
I think that's fair. I think it's a fair
Yeah.
assessment.
No,
To me,
I
sorry
mean,
to
I agree
digress.
with that.
it's a
it's
very
alright.
like Midwest thing for me.
kinda
It
trash in
feels
my
very
opinion.
like Minnesota to me. in just a way that's very distinctly
It's
American.
like some drunk guy had a bunch of money and was like, let's put together this organization where people slap each other really hard, which that's not, I mean, I'm not dissing Dana
I think
White.
that's
I'm just saying
how
it kind of sounds
pretty much
like
all
one of
fight
those
promotions
ideas.
get put together.
Maybe.
Sounds about right.
It's usually a drunk guy that's like, you know what? It'd be cool if we had a bunch of people fucking cage fighting.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it in this fucking, where was it, the cattle auction site? Let's do it at a cattle auction place.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere.
What you think about the power slap?
Well, first thing I want to say is CTE is real.
Mm-hmm.
Two, for as little as you make doing that stuff, because I know 5 guys who have literally been on there that they used to be bare knuckle fighters, but they also used to fight MMA.
Yeah.
And those guys that went on there, for as little as they pay, nah.
Yeah. Not worth it.
I'm not getting smacked in the face by a grown-ass man without wanting to literally, if he sleeps me, wake up and want to fight him.
Yeah, fight him. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Not be like, oh, good show, great hit.
I'm not getting smacked in the face by a grown-ass man for $1,500. I'm
shit, $1,500.
That's crazy.
All right, well, never mind.
You gotta get slept like
about to say my opinion.
Yeah,
a top-tier guy there makes, for a championship or a title, makes $5,000. I couldn't do that.
$5,000
to get smacked in the face.
God damn.
Jesus.
Don't get me wrong. Some of those
not enough for
knockouts
me.
are crazy.
Yeah.
They are crazy, yeah.
Like that one was. I literally watched that one. I literally watched it like 100 times to make sure, like, I don't know. It was just weird watching it, but when, man, it was raw. Like, I like seeing the bigger guys do it, and they're like,
those guys, yeah.
and they go back and forth for like 3 or 4 rounds, and then all of a sudden you get that, he catch that right one, the dude just like sits there and sits there, and just all of a sudden he out. Nah, I couldn't do that. Doing bare knuckle is where I'm at. I don't think I would get smacked by a grown ass man for a little pay and catch CTE from getting smacked.
For real.
Yeah, shit.
That's crazy. You'll go in there bare fist and box someone for 4 2-minute rounds, but wouldn't do a slap.
No.
I think I agree with you on that. I don't think I'd take the slap
It's
either.
like
I think I'd rather fight bare knuckle if I had
thing
to.
from like a fight though. It like removes that combat aspect entirely.
Yeah, and plus slapping another man in the face is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's like, one is disrespectful to the man, and one is it's like, depending on where you're from, it's like smacking your mom in the face. That's so disrespectful. Like, ugh.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Yeah,
you got any more, Ron?
I believe that's all I had. Oh, right.
Yes.
Well, of course.
Gas,
Biscuits and gravy.
as always.
Big green light gas over here.
You don't even need me to say it.
The huge.
Depends on who it's cooked by.
Right.
But gas. If
It's also fair.
By me.
Oh, by you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why don't you cook me some?
Why haven't you cooked some?
Shit, we done 40 episodes now. I might as well cook some.
Hell yeah.
At this point, your family.
That's it.
Yeah, facts.
I'm gonna say gas because I love biscuits and gravy. Like,
let's go.
Yeah, make some fucking crowd noise for that.
Like my son loves biscuits and gravies too. Like,
hell
like
yeah,
it's like our thing.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Biscuits and gravy is so good.
On any given Sunday, biscuits and gravy.
That's
everybody
it.
agrees.
Sunday breakfast, man. You can't beat it. Wake up, get some good biscuits and gravy. Watch
Tradition.
some football.
Love
Are
that.
you kidding me?
No, I'm asleep by then after I eat biscuits. And
That's
gravy.
it. You gonna have to pass back.
It is
I'm
one of
sleeping.
those.
I'm sleeping till the game comes on.
That's it. That's
Facts.
it. Get you
It'll
a little
sit
nap.
with you.
Yeah, facts.
Get you a nice fat and happy nap.
Unless there's some left over, which 9 times out of 10 there's none left over.
That's
Right.
Ain't none left.
that
Gas
it,
or
Ronimus?
trash.
That's all I had. I
Ron,
appreciate
sign off
y'all
for us
chopping it
real
up,
quick.
bro. Signing off?
Sign off, not sign off, but just you know.
Oh, I mean, hey, thanks for talking. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for letting me pick the brains a little bit. Stay locked in, bro. Stay locked into the channel. There's more to come. We got more performances coming. We got more chatting coming. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Facts.
God bless that man. He's
I like the gas or trash.
next
So
level.
great.
It's
Yeah,
fire.
that's pretty dope.
All right. Do you have a question now?
I was just so about to ask him that. Do you remember your question?
These are my
remember
questions
questions?
here. What do you got?
We know that I don't remember the initial question. We know that. Also, I would like to say it was off the record, but on that first fight in the cattle auction joint, he slept the dude in 25 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we
facts.
got the end of that story.
That's true.
So I did remember that.
That's just for
Okay.
us.
But I want to tackle the topic. So we got a taste of it on Gas or Trash talking about the Paul brothers. You got that big moment when you got to fight Chad Ochocinco. How did that start? How do you get involved in such a promotion?
Well, actually, last weekend I found out the reason why. Like I've been wondering these past 3 years of one, why was my name brought up? 2, how I got the fight, and 3, what the fuck just happened? And I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina last week for BKFC Prospect Series, and I went down there to help out with the event and make an appearance and stuff, and be in my element, be in my zone, be in my comfort zone. And I get down there. I got down there mad early, and I got to talking to one of the guys that promotes it. His name is Nelson. He is the man. You will see him anywhere in boxing, PBC, Top Rank, Showtime, any Floyd Mayweather event. He is one of the hardest working dudes behind the scene that sometimes you'll see and sometimes you won't see, and sometimes it'll be a boxing card that is fired that you never knew who put together, and it would be him. And when I got to South Carolina last week, he's like, come meet me in the restaurant behind the resort that we were staying at, and we got to talking, and he's like, man, we need to do a podcast soon about this fight. And oh, by the way, I'm the one who got you that fight. And I was like, really? For the past 3 years, a lot of people close to boxing and bare knuckle and underground MMA have been saying it was Jorge Masvidal, and I was like, I've never met Jorge Masvidal a day in my life. Like, so how could he even know who I was? And he's like, remember that favor you done for me and you took that boxing match on short notice? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, remember when I called you when you were on the way to BKFC tryouts in Alabama? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you remember the other phone call that I gave you when you were on the way to Alabama to the BKFC fights? And I was like, yeah, but we didn't talk about anything. And he's like, well, I was trying to ask you about that fight, but you said you had something planned. So me, I had to go behind the scenes. And he's like, do you remember how people were asking you weird questions at the fights and being weird and looking at you all crazy and asking you for pictures and autographs? And I was like, yeah, I thought that was kind of odd, because usually going to BKFC events, a person will ask for a picture here and there, but when media people are coming up to me asking me questions, and then some of the bare knuckle staff are saying we're going to be interviewing you soon, I'm like, what? I don't even got a fight coming up yet. Like, why? Like, I was mad confused like the whole time, and was like the vibes and the energy was different. And he's like, yeah, that was all me. I had that planned. And he's like, remember when Chad messaged you on Instagram and you thought it was a fake profile? I was like, yeah, I really thought he was a fake person messaging me, because why in the hell would Chad Ochocinco Johnson be messaging me on Instagram? Yeah. Of course, I followed him as my #1 favorite football player in the world, period. And he's like, yeah, that was because of me. And I was like, wow, I've been sitting here thinking for 3 years, I don't know how the hell I got this fight, but he finally told me it was him. And I'm very gracious. Like, at a time and part of my life that came, I'm not going to say I was in a bad spot, but I was kind of down because I had lost 2 brothers before that. One died due to drugs, and one was killed in a shooting in his own shop. And I was kind of in a bad mental spot at that point in time. And that right there came at the perfect time for me. And I've never really mentioned this in a video, in any chat or podcast or interview or radio show ever. But at that point in time, like I said, I was in a bad spot mentally, but held on strong and stayed strong because, like I said, the deaths of both of my brothers. And man, I'm still to this day, like, literally last week. Have y'all ever heard of celebrity boxing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So last week they took a clip from that fight. Mind you, this fight was 3 years ago now. In 5 hours, it reached 900,000 views. And from the time that 5 hours to the time I got to Myrtle Beach, it already got to 5 million views. And then literally 2 days later, it was at 12 million views. And all of a sudden, on Instagram, how you got a request inbox on there that nobody ever checks.
Yeah.
I literally checked that for the first time in a very long time. And it was literally almost 1,000 messages in there of that video and how many people were sharing it and stuff. I'm like, bro, this fight was 3 years ago. Why are we talking about this?
That's insane.
And it's all over the place. It was all over Instagram again. It was all over TikTok again. And it was all over Facebook Reels again, which is crazy. And wow, even when I was in Philly last weekend, people were talking about it at the bare knuckle tryouts that I went to help at it. And it's still wild to me till this day. Like something that happened that long ago still lives on till this day.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy. That's the power of the internet right there.
For me, it's a legendary moment in Roanoke history. Like I just remember watching that fight, and I mean, probably, I'll expose myself here, probably streaming it illegally, unfortunately, but
hey, it is what it is.
But I remember watching that fight and just being, because it was Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, and I had no idea that you were going to be on that fight. So we're watching that fight, and I think it was a couple people huddled around like my phone, and he says, Brian Maxwell from Roanoke, Virginia. I was like, from fucking where? I was like, what? And so we all scooted in closer and watched that fight. It just it just being surreal for me that it was like this guy from Roanoke is out here on the biggest stage, like doing it.
Yeah. Man, imagine being in that stadium, in the Miami Dolphins stadium at that, and hearing them say that like on the loudspeakers, like for real, I ain't gonna lie, I almost took a knee and was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, that's insane.
Because that moment to me, one, it was like a dream come true. Two, I'm standing literally across the ring from my favorite football player that in every game that he was in, that was always my number one receiver.
Yeah.
And three, like, man, I am here on a place that in 2013, I made a Facebook post because I had won a Floyd Mayweather contest and they had sent me socks and a hat. And me being as random as I am, I posted it on Facebook and said, one day I will fight for Floyd Mayweather Promotions. And literally it happened, and
that's full circle
crazy.
Right there.
And the crazy thing is, those socks that they sent me, I still have those socks till this day.
I believe it. I believe it.
That's what's up.
Mystic Maxwell, man. That's he predicted it.
Apparently, and one of my coaches always says, he says it all the time. He said, when you speak things into existence and manifest on it, it really happens, especially if it's on a lucky number. And that happened to be literally on my lucky number fight, my 12th professional fight. 12 was my favorite number, and like it was just full circle, and I'm still like in awe of it till this day. And shout out to Chad. That's one of my biggest supporters since that fight. Even after that fight, after we fought, I fought a month later for BKFC, and he walked out with me, and that was crazy in itself.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's dope.
Cool. Yeah,
that's cool
shit. And that same night, I also, y'all remember the group B2K?
Fuck yeah.
I remember Raz B walked out with me that night too.
What?
That was wild too. And like I said, Chad is one of my biggest supporters in this fight game. And even one of my friends, I actually just talked to him while I was in Philly because he was filming in New York because he does the NFL show, and that's literally like crazy. That's like one of my actual friends right now, which is crazy. And if
crazy.
you ever watched him and Shannon Sharp's podcast, they've mentioned me. Nightcap. That they've mentioned me several times. They send me stuff all the time, and I'm very grateful for that. And like the relationship and all that is like still wow to this day.
I'm glad he's a genuine dude because I've always thought he was.
I'm
very happy to find out that he actually. You always hear celebrities are like they seem super nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
but like he seems like a truly genuine guy. Ocho is the man.
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure, man.
I love hearing that.
You know how some people say some celebrities are chill and some celebrities are assholes. If you treat them like a normal person and don't fanboy or fangirl out. They'll be cool with you. I ain't gonna lie. When we finally did our face off in the press conference, like I wanted to be a fanboy so bad because it was my first time literally seeing him in person, and I was like, no, we got to chill. We're not here for that.
Yeah.
And like the press and the crowd was trying to hype it up to be like that, and I was like, nah, I gotta swing it this way instead of going the route they want me to take.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing, I should say. It's cool.
That's insane how that's a full circle moment. How was it when that bell went off though? It was all fun and games. It was crazy. It's like, all right, bell goes. All right, it's time to get to work. How was that?
Man, like I kind of remember it, but I don't remember because like it was like a split second. I just stood there and my coach was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, go."
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, it was literally a split second because like, of course I've been on big stages before, but this is the biggest stage.
Yeah, facts.
And it's like I usually when I get into a squared circle or a cage or a ring, I can tune the crowd out instantly. But that night, for that split second, that's all I heard was the crowd. And then I heard my coach for that split second, and I was like, "Oh, it's go mode."
You're right back in, yeah.
Like it was different. That's the first time I ever felt like that, and the emotions and the respect that I had in that fight, like it was different. It was super different, but it was cool.
That's insane.
Dude, how did it feel when that punch
What a
landed
moment.
and you knocked him down, dude? Knocking down your favorite football player of all time, man.
To be quite honest, no disrespect to Chad at all. He already knows. But that was the game plan the whole time.
Yeah.
Because the game plan wasn't to, hey, Brian, just go out there and beat the shit out of him and get him out of there in one round. It was, hey, let's put on an entertaining fight.
Yeah.
And hey, we want a viral moment. And that was my game plan the whole time. Get him to the fourth round, and we're going to have our moment.
Yeah.
That was specifically planned by me and my coach because we found out about the fight, and we started game planning.
Yeah.
When you game plan, sometimes you want to get somebody out there quick.
Mm.
But since this is your big moment against this star caliber of a player, let's take our time. Yeah. Let's tire him out and then have our moment. And that was the game plan the whole time. And I was waiting for that specific shot the whole night.
Yeah.
So when he did what he did, I was like, here we go, boom. And that's when it landed. And, they say it's an iconic moment now, and they said the Muhammad Ali pose when he stood over.
I saw where somebody put those together.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I still get tagged in a picture of that till this day, at least once or twice a month, and I'm like, bro, like I'm kind of over it at this point, but I still love it at this point also. Like it's a gift and a curse, and at the same point in time, if I could put that in good layman's terms, I should say.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love that, man. It's like I said, it's for me, it's a crazy full circle moment just because I remember watching that fight and being, again, like we talk about being proud to be from Roanoke, being proud to be from this area, even proud to be from Virginia.
Facts, like it's heartwarming, it's a blessing, and I say it all the time, it's God's plan, and as a man once told me, every man has a journey, and every man has a story, and this was part of my journey and my story, and it happened, and I love it.
That's
well said.
That's next level.
Well said.
That's next level.
Facts.
Gentlemen, you got any more questions for Mr. Maxwell? Mr. Red Rims?
Dude, I got tons of questions, but I mean it's gonna drag on. It's gonna,
only have
he's like, we'll be out here all night.
Shoot me 2 of those.
Ooh,
2 of your best ones.
Quick lightning round. Let's go. What do you got?
2 ones. Well,
what do you want to know the most?
Well, I was gonna ask, have you met Conor McGregor? Because I know he has a big stake in the bare knuckle fight.
Yes.
Yeah,
I actually met him once before everything that's going on now, because his old training partner and old buddy Artem Lobov fought in Mississippi once, and I actually drove from here to Mississippi to go to that fight, and Conor showed up, and of course sometimes when celebrities don't want to be seen there, they got a coat and a hoodie on so nobody sees them. And, he was in there for a smooth, I literally can say he was in there a smooth 5 minutes and people start noticing who he was, and people were starting to crowd, and they got him the hell up out of there because it was. Of course, if you see at that point in time in 2000 and I think that fight happened in 2019 before we start hearing about COVID, that fight happened, and at that point in time, Conor was still on top of his shit.
Yeah, he was at the top of the world right there.
And if you seen Conor anywhere, people were going to crowd him, so they got him out of there. And then when his buddy Lowball fought in the main event, they, silently brought him back in there.
Yeah, snuck him
back in there, basically. So I met him then, and I also met Dustin Poirier that night too.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah. Of course, Dustin's from that area, close to that area, so he was there.
Yeah.
That's when he had broke his ankle or his leg or something.
When Conor did? Or
no, Dustin. Because he had a broken ankle or broken fibular bone at some point.
I think I remember that.
Dustin Poirier is like my favorite UFC fighter.
Mine too.
Okay, bet. Yeah.
He's in my top 5.
Okay.
Like I followed his journey from the time he started until like when he was fighting like locally pro.
Yeah.
Till he got to the UFC. That's like one of my favorite fighters. Like,
okay. He probably is my favorite fighter. I love his style and his heart, dude.
Dude.
He fights with so much heart, and outside of the ring, he seems to be a really good dude. He's a family man. He's got his own charity. He does a lot for his community and stuff.
Very good dude, man. And
I like Dustin Poirier a lot. The Diamond.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's one of those dudes, like, he's not going to be like, hey, I don't want no pictures. He'd be like, if a fan or someone asks for an autograph or a picture, he's gracious and happy to do it. And that's one thing I like about Dustin. He's a cool-ass dude, man.
Yeah.
And he remembers where he came from.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So one more question. You just like hinted at it. What would be who's your top 5 favorite UFC fighters? We got Dustin and John Jones. I don't know if that's 1 and 2. Okay. Yeah.
The Spider.
Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Love Brock Lesnar.
And Nate Diaz.
And Nate Diaz.
Damn, he had them all right. Good top 5.
Yeah.
Good top 5.
Some dogs, man.
Yeah, literally.
Some dogs.
All dogs.
Yeah.
All dogs.
Now,
I
if we were
fucking love
talking
Brock
about
Lesnar.
WWE too, that's a hella list too.
Don't get me started.
Don't get this guy started.
I was about to say, now you're going to get deep. Now it's going to be about 20 minutes.
We'll have to get you come back because this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, facts.
This has been a lot of fun, and a lot of people were into the fight game, and I think we need more promotions out here in this area. I think we need more fights.
We do, man. And at one point in time, before I made the transition of, going to the bigger stages of fighting, there used to be several promotions around here, and one promoter screwed a lot of people over, and he silently had to get the hell away. Another promotion was here. Ruckus in the Cage was here, and then the owner sold the company, so they started doing the Rough and Rowdies in West Virginia.
Yep.
And then y'all ever heard of Elite Warrior Challenge? That promotion was here. That's who I mainly fought for too when we had fights here too. And being, I hate to be cocky, but being the man, the big ticket seller here. After I made my transition of going to the bigger stage of bare knuckle, there was no more reason really to have it around here. But now there's another promotion around here they're doing small events at Los Amigos. So shout out to those guys. So that's the start of something that's gonna build back up here.
I think it will, absolutely.
And then up the road in Withville, there's a promotion called Titans of the Cage. They do MMA fights and expo fights and stuff. So they're still around. And then Danville area, there's Lucky Punch Promotions. There's a guy named Marcus Luck that does professional fights down that way. That's and cool. Actually here in Roanoke, 1, 2, 3, there's been 3 over the past couple months, there's been 3 amateur boxing events around here.
Hell yeah.
At like the Salvation Army in Southeast and stuff. And,
oh, wow.
Things are with combat sports are starting to pick back up around here because, like I told y'all before, at one point in time when things were buzzing and at its peak, there were over 45 like amateur fighters and splitting teams around here that you could basically fight literally every weekend if you wanted to. I technically did that when I first started fighting. I fought literally once or twice a month when I first started. And one year 1 year I fought. No, within a 6-month span, I fought 8 times, which was wild.
UFC or not UFC, but MMA.
Yes,
each time.
I literally fought.
That's fucking.
I was
crazy.
a heavy MMA guy then. I didn't.
Right.
I didn't start doing boxing like strictly boxing or bare knuckle until I turned professional and kickboxing and stuff. So
just anytime you could get in the cage.
Yeah,
Anybody that
I actually want to try something different. Have y'all heard of karate combat yet?
No.
Look it up.
Okay.
That shit is crazy. I want to try that next.
Yeah.
I want to be one of the first people that have done every combat sport known to man.
Fuck yeah.
Except for team MMA shit. I don't want to do that.
That shit looks ridiculous.
That shit that they do.
Is the karate combat in like the lower level that drops the
the
diagonal walls?
The concave, and they got the pants on.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
That is tough. I want to try that. Cool. And I want to try, even though there's been 5 times where guys have ducked me, I want to try bare knuckle MMA also.
Bare knuckle MMA?
Yeah.
See,
that's
like the most raw that it could get because like MMA is all of the fighting styles basically in one, and then the gloves, it kind of hinders like the jiu-jitsu and like the grappling and stuff having a glove on. So you take that off and you go bare knuckle. That's like it's like fucking street fight in a cage.
Look it up. Jorge is actually Jorge Masvidal's promotion. It's
okay.
Literally bare knuckle
He would be
MMA.
the type of guy to do that.
Yeah, sounds like Jorge.
And with the MMA with the grappling, I actually tried that for the first time a couple months ago with jiu-jitsu with grappling with MMA gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually tried that a couple months ago, and I ended up getting second place in a tournament doing that. So
nice.
That was new too. So
Good
like
shit.
I said, I'm trying to try every combat sport, well, in America known to man.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Bruh,
I'm out.
You're done?
He answered him.
No more questions?
I love it. I love the way he explains. I feel like I don't have to ask much.
No, he's a very
You give me the full story.
Yeah, I'm used to doing stuff like this. Like I love being on podcasts. I love doing podcasts. I got so many stories and been through so much, in not just the fight game part, but outside of fighting.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be a documentary one day. I will say
Hell
that.
yeah.
There you go. Put it out there. Yes, sir.
And I will announce this here. I will have a children's book out by the end of the year or the first part of February of next year.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Published author on the
damn, just add that to the list of cool
now.
shit you've done, man. No, that's
hey, look, I'm trying to do as much as I can, because when I do retire in a couple years, I'm done.
Yeah.
When I'm done. It's gonna be a while before I retire, but when I retire, I want to be done with everything and want to handle everything that I wanted to do on my bucket list, especially in the fight game and doing the extra stuff. I say I got 4 more things on my bucket list to do, and then I'll be happy.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Right on.
You've had a long career.
Yes, I've
already.
been fighting since 2011.
2011. I haven't been doing anything since 2011. 2011, I was still watching fucking Drake and Josh. All right.
True.
And this man's been fighting in a cage or in a ring for that long. So yeah, I think Baddest Man in Roanoke easily, Baddest Man in Virginia, you're in that conversation, and Baddest Man on the Eastern Seaboard. We can talk about it, but you were one bad man, and I really appreciate you for coming down here, man.
Hey man, like I said before, even in our email and on Instagram, I appreciate you guys for having me. I love doing stuff like this. I'm a go-getter. I like all opportunities, and like I said earlier too, I'd rather give local people my time and my energy than a lot of the bigger podcasts, because when you're growing and trying to do something, why not start local?
Yeah.
Support your local people first, because
true.
when you support your local people will support you too. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's what we're all about. So if you did not know about Brian Maxwell, first of all, crawl your ass out from under the fucking rock you're living under. But follow his journey because it's an inspiring one, really. Brian does not give up, and he keeps relentlessly pursuing his goals, and that's something that everybody should take home with him. Because if you put your head down, if you speak something into existence and you work towards it, you can absolutely make it happen. And sometimes you find yourself on the biggest stages in the world.
Facts.
So we appreciate you for hanging in here. We hope that you stick around. We've got a little bit more music from our good friend EWILL.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, if you take anything out of today, don't be afraid to go out there and kick some ass. You know, don't be afraid to go out there and put yourself into intense situations so that you can learn something about yourself. Because you just might find that you're one bad motherfucker. So guys, like we always say, go find somebody you love, tell them that you love them, and for God's sakes, don't be a prick. And we're out.
There it goes.
Guys, everybody's good at something. Brian Maxwell is really good at punching people in the fucking face. EWILL, well, he's really good at everything that he does. And me, personally, I'm really good at bringing you unreleased heat. That's right. It's my favorite thing in the entire world to do. I like it even more than eating. I like it even more than sleeping. I like it even more than, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. We've got a little bit more music for you tonight. Now, right now we're in Roanoke, but in mere seconds we will be transported to an absolutely different dimension. And this is the guy that's going to take us there. So strap in, get ready, and enjoy this unreleased heat for the night.
Out for the night, and you know I'm sipping right. Drinking lemon with the Sprite, moving darker in the light. Take a hit, yeah I might. On easy, on sight. All the lights too bright, all the lights so bright. Out for the night, and you know I'm sipping right. Drinking lemon with the Sprite, moving darker in the light. Take a hit, yeah I might. On easy, on sight. All the lights too bright, all the lights so bright. Trying to be the best, so you know I never had regards. Left these niggas hanging like bait, stuck on the fishing rod. Remember I was hustling, trying to give me a crazy car. Had to go, I switch it up, mix it up like a crazy bar. Remember niggas used to think that I was never on that. Making up rumors, you can go and get your dough back. Stepping on your flow, man. Can't believe you gas and trash. Critics ain't judging E. What you think I'm laughing at? Listen to me speaking facts. All gold Trinidad. Why they call me Travis Jack? Cause I got the J's attached. How y'all get confused with that? Talking down on me like a lock character fade to black. Let that hate boost my mental. Never get caught up in the internet. Get controlled for some cheese. You a fucking sewer rat. Got my own back. I ain't never ever need a pack. Really got motion in the game. Taking strikes when you swing the bat. They don't know, don't know. They don't know, They don't know, they don't know. All that brother shit is not gon' go. The baddies in the club, so I'm finna order more. I'm getting more lit, see them dancing, hit the floor. Out for the night, and you know I'm sipping right. Drinking lemon with the Sprite, looking darker in the light. Take a hit, yeah I might. On easy, on sight. All the lights too bright, all the lights so bright. Out for the night, and you know I'm sipping right. Drinking lemon with the Sprite, moving darker in the light. Take a hit, yeah I might. On easy, on sight. All the lights too bright, all the lights so bright. Let's go! Yeah! Shout out Brian Maxwell, EWILL, Biscuits and Gravy. Yeah, it's unreleased. Heat.
This is a Klean production.